Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create a lot of context for your business because if you want AI to create your copy, your content, your landing page headlines, headlines for LinkedIn, if you want to hand off a lot of the work and not become a marketer in the process, then this GPT is going to help you create all the business context for everything we're going to do later. Even your outreach scripts, your sales scripts, everything can be edited. Once you have very specific outline of who you serve, what business you're in, and what your ideal clients are struggling with. So this is an exercise every business owner loves doing because you want to do this again and again once you get more and more details about who you're serving. So the simple way to start is let's get started. And then it will ask you specific questions about your business. What is your business about? Who do you serve? What products do you serve? And everything that you can think of. So what you want to do is make sure not to type the answer, you want to dictate the answer. Now, you might be on a desktop or you might not have a mic attached. If that's the case, open ChatGPT on your phone and dictate the answer there. It gives ChatGPT a lot more context. So make sure to speak the answer, not type it. I'm going to just give you an example quickly and pay attention because there's going to be a few nuances that you want to be mindful of. So our business is called Simplify Sales, where sales consultants for other consultants and experts who are great at what they're doing, however, they don't know or they're just confused about how to get leads online or how to sell. Now, for that, there's three problems that they need to solve. They're A, getting beat by competition, so we help them with building authority online. B, they don't know how to get leads because they see all of these other people on LinkedIn and all these social media platforms making hundreds of thousands of dollars and they're confused on how they're doing it. So we help them book meetings with their ideal clients. And thirdly, we help them sell because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have thousands of leads. If you can't sell, who gives a shit? Now, you also want to give it some testimonials. A few of the testimonials that we've had so far is that we've helped a business go from zero to $50,000 per week within 4 months. Another business grew from 7 clients on retainer to 35 within 6 months. And most businesses that start from zero at least get their first client with the system within a month. Across the 15 clients that we work with, we've booked 5.3 meetings on average for the past 6 months consistently. And what we do is we go into their business, either solve the problem and help them understand what they need to do right, or we implement another person into their business to do all the work for them. Now, this is my business. What you want to do is specifically speak about your business, and then once it's done, just press enter. And it's going to ask you more questions about whatever you've said. So once this is done, there's going to be some things that you might not be able to answer yourself. For example, if you're too early in the business development stage, you don't know what your ideal clients are struggling with really well, then what you can do is you can cheat a little bit. But if you do know the answers to all of these questions, all of the fears, the frustrations, the wants and desires, if you have clarity, then what I would suggest is speaking the answer yourself. However, if you don't have clarity, what you can do is you can ask ChatGPT, can you write these for me? And it will do its best job to create the answers for you. If you don't like any of the answers, you can ask it to change it. And lastly, from the first GPT, it's going to ask you to create 3 hyper-specific outcomes. Just ask ChatGPT to create this for you as well. Now, once you're done with all the answers, what you want to do is say, can you write all the answers in one go? And what it's going to do is going to write all the answers that it's created so far in one shot so you can copy and paste to your Notion doc or whatever you're using to save your information. Then because you're going to need this for the rest of your life, you're going to then go to part 2. This is where you're going to create your why statement. Why are you doing what you're doing? How do you help them? Who are you helping? And it's going to help you create the big hooks that you're going to use in your content, on your landing page, everywhere. So once you're ready, just press round number 2, come back, and then go back to Notion, copy all of your business details, and then paste them here. And then it's going to ask you questions about why are you doing what you're doing? Who are you helping? How are you doing it? And it's going to create those big hooks. Once you're done with all of these answers, then you go back to ChatGPT and say, can you write all these in one go? And it's going to give you all of the answers in one shot. Copy and paste all of the answers from here, paste them below the first answer in your Notion doc. But part number 3 is going to be a little bit different because it's going to create your story brand. So what you're going to do is you're going to press start, and it's going to ask you questions about your ideal client or your ideal character. The story brand is a book written by Donald Miller about how a brand should be portraying itself through a story. So once you're done answering all of these questions, it will give you a good outline for your story brand. Now, once you're done with these answers, copy and paste them onto Notion as well, because we're going to use this consistently through your marketing, through your content, your headlines, your landing pages, everything that you create. So try to answer it as the best as you can. It's basically going to ask you, what's the one thing your audience truly wants? And you have to think about this. Don't rush into it. Think about this for a second. What is the one thing that they truly want? And try to answer all of these as the best as you can, and it will create your story for you. Once you're done, then move on to the next part. The more effort you put into all 3 of these parts, the more context you will have for your business.